we have Wendy Burkett with us, and she is the area coordinator here for Operation Christmas Child. And Wendy, you handle this area here?
No, actually, I'm in Adams County in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. In Pennsylvania.
So, yes, and we're a small county, but we're powerful.
Good. That's
yes.
good. So, what have you seen as far as growth goes this year compared to last year?
It has been phenomenal. We've had so many different opportunities that have opened up for us. And compared to last year, we saw a 16% growth in the number of shoe boxes. It has been fantastic.
Wow, that is exciting.
Yeah, it really is great.
Yeah. And I would suspect that they've seen that pretty much around the country. I hope.
I would hope so. I haven't seen final numbers, but just based on the processing center here and the number of boxes that they're doing each and every day, I am very hopeful. God's gone before us, so I'm hopeful that we'll see great numbers.
Well, I know God has given you an extra measure of strength this year.
Yes, yes.
I know your husband is battling cancer.
Yes.
And I'm sure you have. God has given you some incredible strength to be still trying to coordinate all this. And
God is good. I will tell you that. My husband and I firmly believe that first and foremost, God is in control, and we are grateful for that. And when you have an attitude of gratitude, it is amazing how much encouragement that gives you. And we see that in so many different ways, and we're just thankful. And He is seeing us through this, where we know that He will carry us through, wherever it will take us.
Right.
And we believe that.
Well,
Yeah.
It's such a testimony to God's strength
Yes.
and faithfulness to
Yes.
us. And it's great that you've been able to continue this great work of God.
I love it.
As we're here. One of the things that I always think when I think about Operation Christmas Child, and I try to do this, but it's not talked enough about, is this is an evangelistic tool.
Yes.
This is about leading children and people to the saving grace of Jesus Christ. It's why I love it so much.
Yes.
I love the idea that it's bringing joy to children. My wife and I have had an opportunity to be in a place delivering these boxes to children in the very southern part of Mexico, and you see the joy. But most importantly, some of them may be hearing about Jesus for the very first time.
Yeah, it's the greatest gift. And we think about the shoebox, at least initially when I first started, it was about trying to bring joy to a child who was perhaps in a war zone, who was devastated by natural disasters. But it's so much more than that. And what we really try to emphasize as we go and speak with people about Operation Christmas Child is the greatest gift. It is the first time that many of them will hear about Jesus Christ. And then to be able to welcome them and have them join the greatest journey so that they can become disciples themselves and bring that to their family, to their friends. And what better way than through a child?
Yeah.
It really is just
way.
a phenomenal ministry. And then to see the multiplication with the churches that are popping up in areas that may have never had this opportunity.
Now, in these local areas, there are pastors
Yes.
that are there,
Yes.
growing a church, planting a church. These are pastors from the community.
Yes.
And it's a great work for them.
Yes, it's
too.
a tool. Yes.
It's a tool for them to grow their church.
Because it gives them an opportunity to invite people who may not be going to their church. And so it's a way for them to invite them to attend and then perhaps, hear that message.
How can someone participate if they've never done Operation Christmas Child? Maybe it's a little too late now, or they can still go online maybe and build a box. I'm not sure whether it's a little late for that. But
they certainly could help to donate money to help pay for the shipping. They're also, with Samaritan's Purse, they have the gift catalog. So if they wanted to perhaps buy a Christmas gift for a loved one, they can do that. And then have an honor card or a memory card but purchasing items through that gift catalog is a great way to start to be, participate, and they can donate to Operation Christmas Child that way.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And to keep in mind for everybody, next year you can participate. And, that's if you've never done it,
Yes.
or your church. Maybe your church is, some people in the church are doing it, taking it to another church that is collection church.
Yes.
But maybe your church can become a collection church, a place where
Our
you can motivate
church
people.
is. We are a drop-off location, and we have been able to take this to our senior center, to other churches. So we participate in a lot of different community events, trying to help get the word out. And that's what a lot of it is about, is just getting the word out. If they are part of an organization, they may be participating with Operation Christmas Child. Certainly go online and they, connect with a church or somebody that is participating.
So if you're a volunteer at your church and you want to get this going at your church, you can go online.
You can. You can go through Operation Christmas Child, and they'll connect you with an area coordinator in your area. That would be the best way to do that, is to get in touch with the region and find out who the area coordinator is.
Great.
And they will reach out.
You can go to Samaritan's Purse, SamaritansPurse.com /OCC.
OCC, correct.
And that'll get you all the information you need. On our website at financialissues.org, we have a little box right at the top, Operation Christmas Child. You can click on that. It'll take you to that site as well. So, start thinking about that now for next year, because there's so much work to do throughout the year. It's not over this week.
We begin, we're already beginning for next year. And certainly we start with prayer. We always covet prayer because God has to go before us.
Yes.
But we will start in January, just a strategy of how and who we'll reach and the things that we'll work on. And certainly we want to reach more of the young people. We want to get involved with the schools. And that's another area where we want to see some growth.
And people can plan a trip.
Yes.
To come to a center like this.
Yes, they can. Absolutely.
My wife is leading a trip here today, and I think on Thursday she's coming back down. But she's done that for years at almost every center around the country. Mm-hmm. And so anywhere in the country, you can plan. It's a wonderful one-day missions trip that you can put a group together to come and work.
Absolutely. There's 8 different processing centers around the nation. And when you consider conceivably processing 9.4 million boxes,
wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done.
It is.
And thank God for having the volunteers that we see here. It's such an exciting place to come. I invite anybody who is able to come to a processing center to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you live near one, when you go on site, you can find out where they are.
Yes.
You can see which ones are
closest to you,
and you can volunteer to come on down. And it is a lot of fun. We've done it for years, my wife and I. She does it more than me. I do at least one day when I can.
Right.
But it is a great time. What are your challenges? What are some of the biggest challenges you think that as area director?
As the area coordinator, for me, is growing my team. And not that people aren't willing, but sometimes I think they have a misconception of what's involved. The beauty of being on an area team, for example, is the friendships that we've developed, the relationships that we've developed with other churches and other community groups. I mean, it is fun, and we maintain those friendships around throughout the year. So it's just a great way to connect with people, and then you're doing something else for God. Yeah. How great is that?
So it's just, I would imagine that it's always a challenge to keep volunteers, busy, motivated to continue year after year. You're always looking for new ones.
Yes.
So it's not year-round work, folks. It's something that, maybe if you can give 3 or 4 hours a week, 3 or 4 hours a month anything, right? I mean, there's
Making
always
phone
something.
calls, right? Yeah.
So hopefully you will do that. 9 million.
9.4 was the goal
Yeah.
for United States.
I mean, that you can only imagine how much work that takes and how many volunteers to coordinate.
But God is good.
God is good, and I can tell you, I know from experience that the stewardship of Samaritan Ministries, Operation Christmas Child, with the funds that they receive, is second to none.
Yes.
They are wonderful stewards with what God has given them.
Yes.
And it's always a joy to see that in ministry.
Yeah.